near my satellite dishes, which have been blown down tonight. Right around here, it's leaning down, and I'll have to readjust my Galaxy 19 Shaw Direct dish. You got a view of my C-band dish. At least it's still standing. We have a 110-kilometer wind gust tonight here in Ontario, and so hopefully things will be okay. There's a picture of what happened to me there. It's the fence blew down. That's my Galaxy 19 dish right there. So I'm gonna have to readjust that once I get the fence fixed. So hi, I'm Robbie Strike. You're on the Robbie Strike Saturday night live stream. I'm joined on here tonight with Trevor and Eggplant.
Hey there.
Hello, everybody.
Bring you guys up here. Brought you down there.
Hello.
There's Trevor. There's Eggplant. Where do we do the mixed screen here? That one? That one? No. I switch it to me, or you're running a switcher here on live. There we go. There's my desktop there. So yeah, that's what happened tonight here in Ontario. Blowing across the country. Hey, we got Patrick's in the chat room tonight. Hey, Patrick, maybe he'll join us in the restream link, which should be, if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link to get into restream. It seems to be working tonight. It's not a disaster like last week where I couldn't hear any people were calling in, but I couldn't hear them. And then this week, so we ended up jumping on Discord, and that's where we chatted for a couple hours after the stream didn't work. Keep that in mind. We'll be over at the Discord server. There's a link to that in my link tree, which is at the bottom of this the description of this video. And so that's what else happened there. Oh yeah. So if I lose power tonight, this stream might be another train wreck. I might lose power and we'll be knocked out. So we got Trevor. We got Trevor from Newfoundland. We got Eggplant from the province of Quebec.
Yep.
And we got Robbie here in Ontario. We had another guy from another part of Canada who we were talking to earlier. Just went live on my end, Crush says. Okay. We got someone, Eric from hello from Rockford, Illinois. We got people across the states. That's cool. Is there any Americans going to call in tonight? It seemed to be last time we had a lot of Canadians on in here last time. So yeah, so for satellite news, I don't know. I'm a little bit flustered tonight because of my trampoline blew the kids' trampoline. Well, my trampoline, the kids' trampoline blew across the my yard. It was on its side, so I grabbed a bunch of my not rocks, but bricks, and I weighed it down. And my dish that I had on a tripod on my deck is no longer facing 103 West anymore. That wind blew that thing down. Jonathan Davis says he's watching from Louisiana. I'll bring up Jonathan. I don't know if you want to participate tonight or talk or rickroll us. Please don't do that. YouTube might hit us with a copyright strike if that were to happen to us. And I think we're on, let me just check on the stream health here. I think we're on Twitter tonight too, if anyone uses Twitter. It says it's sending that.
Roll.
The stream playing in the background over on this thing here. So anyway, I thought tonight it would be a fun night while we're talking and just sort of chatting is to install Windows on a Linux Mint machine. I'll give it a try. Last week, what I did was I downloaded Windows 10. Was it 10? Yeah, we downloaded the Windows 10, and I was going to install it. Do I need a product key or anything like that to activate Windows 10, or?
Not for no, because you don't. You just can't like change your wallpaper or whatever on it.
Yeah, it's basically like a. I wouldn't say like free trial, but you can't do like change a lot of the option.
Okay. So I have VirtualBox here, and I think my Mint 18. I thought I deleted that, but maybe it's still showing some of the settings here. So I want to go with a new operating system. So it's going to be Microsoft Windows, and it gives you all the options here for Windows. Okay, Windows
You can
10.
install. You can install up to Windows 3.1.
Really? Does that have 3.1 in there? Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No DOS though, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you drop it to Windows 3.1, you should be able to install DOS. You should be able to install DOS, no problem. But
Oh yeah.
oh,
yeah.
they finally implemented Windows 11 support. It looks like.
Oh really?
I can
I
see
can't
Windows
really
11 down there.
say, but Windows 2019. That's probably the LTSC release. If I'm not mistaken.
2019, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll go with Windows 10 16-bit. Do I need to name it something or?
Yeah, whatever you want.
It's called Strike. All right. So I think I need to select an image. Okay. So what do I do? Memory size. How much memory? I got. So I got 16
I'd say
here.
2 gigs would be fine since you're streaming.
Yeah.
2 gigs.
Well, now you're up to 11 gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 gigs of memory. Can I up this if
Yes.
after I would install this? Okay.
Yes.
Should I get it 4 gigs or how do I get it?
Yeah,
like
4
that?
gigs would be good. Yeah, 4 gigs. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's
There.
plenty enough for Windows 10.
Okay.
Create
Create a virtual hard disk drive. Do not add add an existing virtual hard disk drive.
No, click create a new one.
Create a new one. Okay.
Top one.
Top one. I'll max that. Strong storage on physical hard disk. Dynamically allocated or fixed size?
Well, dynamically allocated, it will fill up the drive on your host system as you fill up the drive on the VM. Fixed size is just say if you set 40 gigs, it's going to be 40 gigs, even if you don't have 40 gigs of storage. So keep it on dynamically.
Okay. All
I
right.
didn't know VirtualBox can do that, actually.
50 gigs, yeah. 50 gigs, that's enough, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. File location and size. Where's
50 gigs, it says. 50 gigs is enough for Windows 10, is it?
Yeah, 50 gig is going to be plenty enough.
Okay.
I installed that on like 50
I'm gonna
gig
try to
hard
install
drives.
this card on the VirtualBox. I'll see if that works. That's kind of my goal, my end game goal.
I have
this.
no idea how to mount physical media or physical cards on VirtualBox, but
No, so that might not happen. Okay, I can always delete it, right? We'll give it a try, see if it will work. So go create.
All right, so go. So what you want to do is go into settings. So highlight, go into settings.
Yeah.
Go into system. Try to remember where they put it. Acceleration. I think it's another. And set your default interface for KVM. So click to that and then set it for KVM.
Okay.
There we go.
Wait a
and then
minute,
click-
there's KVM support in VirtualBox?
Yep, and then click OK.
All right.
Well, let's learn something new today.
And then you can mount your image.
Okay. Where do I do that? Go to.
You can do it through the settings as well.
Settings. Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't have asked you to. Where is it? Storage. Is it under storage?
General basic system. No. Storage.
Is it- Yeah, that's where it is. So where it says empty, click on that. And then the little CD key over the little CD up one. I wish I had a cursor. Over.
Up.
Yeah.
Over.
The other way. Over the other way.
The so what does it say under the storage devices or under?
Yeah. In under storage device, you got to make sure empty is selected, which it is.
Yeah.
And then there's a little CD icon. There on the right column, over on the top.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah, that's here.
Yeah. And then
That?
click that. Yeah.
Choose
be able-
virtual.
Choose a
Okay.
disk file,
Choose a disk file. Okay.
and then navigate to where you saved your Windows 10 installation meet.
Yeah, and downloads. Downloads. And it should be Windows 10 ISO.
Yep.
I
there
have
it
a
is.
few Linux distros in here too. That's 5 gigs. It's funny how Windows is 5 gigs. Linux Mint is 2 gigs.
It's like lighter. Linux have always been
one more
lighter.
setting. Go to your network to make sure this is where it works best. Go to your network and set attach to bridge mode. Bridge adapter.
Bridge adapter. Okay.
And then just click OK.
Okay there. Okay.
And now launch it.
Start.
Mhm.
All right. Now, is this going to do it windowed, or here we go? We got it here. I'll just drag it over to this screen. Okay.
I wonder. I wonder if you can actually like put like a second graphics card using like VirtualBox.
Yep, you can mount a physical graphics card to VirtualBox. Most people use for something like that. They use what's the name of it? QEMU.
Yeah, that one.
So, make this bigger here.
There we go.
I have to try that at some point.
US keyboard. Yeah, that sounds about all right. Install now. Yep. So here's my deal, guys. I've been just so the people. I think you guys know, but the people that watch. So I've been with using Windows and Linux. You can dual boot. And
I don't have a product key.
I don't have a product key. Okay. Yeah, and that's the hardest thing about Windows, which makes it harder than Linux. Linux, you don't have a product key. You don't got to find a box with some product key to get it to work. So Windows 10 Home.
I'll do Pro because Pro has some options, some other
Windows
options.
11 Pro.
Windows 10 Pro, but yeah.
11 pen. I got lost. Hi, I'm Bill Gates. I'm going to show you how to count Windows 3, Windows XP, Windows Vista.
Windows Mistake Edition.
Without confidence, I just click on this without reading it. Don't care. Without prejudice.
What's Pro N? Pro N is how can I explain it? Pro N is single language, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure, and it comes with without some options. Custom install, Windows only, advanced. That's what you want to go to.
Is that the version that doesn't come with the media player?
Yes, that too. So click custom install, Windows only, and then click next, and it will automatically make your partitions. And now we wait. It's installing.
All right, got questions here. Someone was asking a question about free satellite TV stuff. He's asking, is there any free TV on 77 West? Not that I know of. If Linksat's your best option, I would say always look there, or tvrosat.com is probably your best bet to find new channels. There's not a whole lot of channels since I last was up here, but I always get that question in.
For the time being, drop your internet connection on the VirtualBox. So if you're on the little bottom there, you see the monitors?
Yep.
Just click that and click disconnect. I can't see it.
It says connect network or adapter or network settings.
I guess it's not already connected. I can't see because of the pictures.
Yeah, your pictures are there, yeah. I can click on here, I'll full screen the, there we go.
Yeah, because what you should do, so you don't need to sign a Microsoft account, before it gets to the next step, you drop your internet connection. So you don't need, so it doesn't ask for a Microsoft account.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, really?
Log in right.
Yeah.
I didn't know it could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really use Windows on a daily basis, so
I have to use it now. Like, it's been years, and now I got to start using Windows for certain things that I want to do. If I'm live streaming at my church or something like that, they're going to have. And if I put Linux on their machine, their Easy Worship program is probably not going to work in Linux, so I'm not going to bother installing Linux on their computer, and they won't know what it is. So
yeah.
Sometimes, unfortunately, that's the case a lot of times. Unfortunately,
and that's with a lot of people. I guess everywhere you're gonna get that. You can't change an Office all the way to Linux. I mean, I guess I've seen places do that. I've seen an optician, an eye doctor's office, and they had SUSE Linux running. And the people that worked there didn't know what it was, but it was like I noticed. This was years ago, right?
I haven't heard that name in like years.
Yeah. This was probably when SUSE Linux. There was like there was like a business version of it or whatever.
SUSE Linux. I don't think I've ever heard of SUSE Linux.
I wonder if it's still up.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's still out there. It was popular probably like 10 to 15 years ago.
I remember I used to make like a distribution, like a personal distribution, using SUSE Linux, based on that.
This is kind of a journal for me, just to be able to install Windows again, because what I'd like to be able to actually do is install Linux on a computer. So in doing this, I would put the ISO onto a bootable ISO onto a thumb drive, right?
Yeah.
Like basically how I do with Linux these days. Because before it used to be with Windows, back in the XP days, I still have the CD-ROM. You put the CD-ROM in the computer and you'd load Windows, the installer, and enter the product key. Because I did buy the Windows XP upgrade back when Windows XP came out.
I think Patrick is in chat, but he's not. But he hasn't joined the.
No, because I didn't bring him up. There he is. There's Patrick.
Hello.
You're buried underneath all the Kurt's in there too.
It's not freezing inside.
Kurt from Syracuse is here tonight too.
Utica.
But
I'm a little further east, about an hour.
Further east, yeah. Where are you at? Utica?
Yeah, it's like the center. Yeah, about 60 miles east of Syracuse.
East. Is that near Ithaca?
Ithaca is south of Syracuse.
The only reason why I know those towns is because of the movie The Manhattan Project that came out in the 1980s. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Windows 10N is without media player and stuff, Patrick.
Come again?
You asked what Windows Pro 10N is. That's like without media player and doesn't have some other software.
Okay, media player in the Pro version. That's weird. Okay.
That's Windows for you.
The Windows 10 Pro does have media player, but Pro N does not.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Less crappy software. That's good.
I will say I don't even use Windows Media Player. I usually use Winamp or something.
I usually use a VLC or a Winamp.
Yeah, I found out that VLC is not that good with the professional codecs. They implemented it with an old something. I don't know much about that, but I found better software to play back the NXHD file and stuff like that.
So it takes a while. Oh, it's 88% here. It takes a while to install. Well, I could do this tonight with Linux Mint. I have one of those installs in here, and I can show you how much quicker Linux Mint is to install. I don't know how long it would take to install Windows. We could time it and see how long it would take.
On VM, it usually takes about 20 minutes, half hour. On
For Windows?
Oh yeah, on a VM because it's a bit slower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I say, I haven't installed Windows in quite a while.
And at this point, Windows just does not run well on a regular hard drive. At least it doesn't times I've used it.
Really?
On my Alienware laptop, it runs really slow, and even VirtualBox, it's like laggy. I try to play like Quarantine 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I got my new laptop that I bought is a solid state drive, and I was kind of avoiding solid state for the longest time because, well, I need 1 gigabyte, right? My previous one had 1 gigabyte because I was editing on my laptop, and
you
so
need 1 terabyte.
Terabyte, yes. I do need
1
terabyte. Yeah, 1 terabyte. So a terabyte, you can fit quite a lot of video files on that. Where currently my solid state drive, it's like 200,
probably 240 or 250,
240 or something like that. And
You
it's partitioned.
You need at least 240 for the speed. Lower than that, the speed is crap.
Oh, well, that's crappy because I put Linux on and I partitioned it So now it's got
No, the drive itself.
150. Oh, it's got 150. Probably eat both. It's like split in half, pretty much.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. That's the speed of the memory bank on HDD drive are just barely where the spec is, but it starts at 240. The 120 drive are crap. They're too slow. They're slower than drive. In fact.
Yeah,
Lower
they
than-
are. It really depends. Like if you got something like a Western Digital Blue 120 gig SSD, you're gonna get your SSD speeds. But if you go something cheap like a Penny or some no name like ADAT or some no name, then it's gonna be slow as heck.
Yeah, I think so. You're right on this.
A lot of information that me. I'll have to watch the screen back. Hey, Patrick, gonna be your audio down here for a minute.
Oh, my chair. Sorry about that.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I think your mic. It sounds like your microphone is attached to your chair.
Did I show you pictures of the falls last week when I was
No.
there?
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay. And did you see that thing in the news about the car that was almost that was stuck on the right before the falls, and they had somebody pull out a body out of the car?
No, I didn't see that on the news.
This one is crap because it's only 120.
I think that's the one I
have
have
one in my
inside this
Think
computer.
Pad.
I have a Kingston.
Yeah, it depends on the brand of the drive because there are some it really depends on the brand. Like anything, it's like for computers, if you get like a no name like power supply, for example, you're gonna have issues, But unless it's a good no name, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just wait for it to boot, and when people ask me, hey, I want a new drive or SSD for my computer, I always tell them to stick with WD Western Digital. WD Blues are better for an SSD.
yeah.
Just makes it easier.
Yeah. But
That's
the
what I
hard
have.
drives are not reliable. Western Digital hard drives, I'll be honest, they're not reliable, but the SSDs are reliable.
I completely hate Seagate because every Seagate drive I had died on me, but all my WD drives still work. So it's the complete opposite.
Me, it's
for me.
the opposite. Me, it's mostly like Western Digital drive that just
It's weird.
fail on me.
I've had positive results with both, and yeah, I mean some of them died on me because they just got to be so old, right? So now it's
I was amazed on that. I have a hard drive. I pulled out a PVR, and according to Crystal Disk Info, it was saying it has over 9 years of continuous runtime, and it's still in perfect condition and works fine. I was like, wow, that's insane.
I had a Seagate drive that
I didn't want to
didn't
see
work
this.
on me by the first day. So
there's a car in the falls.
It stopped working.
Well, half of a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was nuts. There's also video of something with a helicopter, and they're pulling them. Yeah, I don't know if that's it or not, but
Isn't that another GPS story or what?
I don't know if this will run because I'm like streaming, and there we go. I hear the audio blasting, but
I hope the people inside
is
the
this
car
an
are
American
safe.
Falls?
Woman didn't make it. I think
Oh, really?
I think it says in the But there's like I said, there's someone else. They show the helicopter, and guy lowers down. He's on a rope, of course, and he gets the door open and.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just nuts. I think it was Wednesday.
That's at the American Falls, not the Horseshoe Falls.
Yeah, it's the American Falls. Yeah.
But I don't get it. How did she end up there?
I think it says something about up on top. I think they believe it was intentional.
Yeah, in that area there is. It's kind of sad story that I went there on my honeymoon. One of the people that were telling me about it at that time was they put the Falls Casino. they put it in Niagara Falls. They told me that it's caused a lot of suicides in that area.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, because whenever you have a casino, I mean, I don't know. That's one of the local concerns about it too, right? So we've got Windows 10 here loading up.
Yeah, it's very so it doesn't work the best out of VM.
No,
Even
I'm
with KVM
expecting
mode.
Bill Gates to pop up out of the VM.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand why.
You're not better off the other way around. So you put Linux on inside Windows.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that because I thought it would be funny, right? Like, let's install Windows inside Linux.
Now, I usually install it when I find computers and people just have 7 on it. You can still upgrade 7 to 10 for free. So
yeah,
7 is like the best version of Windows ever made.
No, Windows XP.
Yeah, no.
yeah. A lot of people would say Windows XP. I mean,
Actually,
I would like to install Windows XP on this computer just to use Windows XP again because I won't be able to run the hardware. That's the problem is I don't know if I'll be able to run all the Windows XP hardware that
For
I have.
me, it's
Capture cards and things like that. Go ahead there, Kevin.
Yeah, for me, it's like Windows 2000. I ran that for about 10 years. From like 2006 to 2008 to I guess 2011. I had like this old hand-me-down compact computer I had. I figured out pretty quickly how to change the resolution and stuff like that. That's how pretty much I got started with computers. It's just handy-downs and figuring out the software.
Yeah, you know what? I got hand-me-down computers that here, I'll bring you up there, Trevor.
Windows 2000 server was quite good.
Hey, upgrade to Windows Vista.
Oh gosh!
Oh boy!
I use it. I did use it with an edit workstation back in the day, and it was okay. I didn't have problem with it at all.
I have my Windows XP upgrade, which I probably have over there somewhere, and it's and I still have my Windows 98 disk in it too.
I have a copy of Windows NT 4.0 somewhere.
Yeah, this is my favorite right here, Windows Vista. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That we actually bought that when it was released. I think it was like day one. We bought the upgrade copy.
So my laptop that I bought at that time when Vista came out, it came with Vista installed, and it didn't even run Vista because I think it only had like 1 gigabyte of RAM in it. So it really didn't handle, that's what laptops had back then. It didn't handle Vista well at all. I installed Ubuntu on it within the first day I bought it, really. And I never really overly used Windows Vista on that computer much. I wanted to actually install Windows XP on it, but I never bothered doing that. It takes a long time to get ready.
I remember back in that time, my mother bought like a brand new Toshiba laptop with Windows Vista on it, and we had countless problems with it. And the hard drive would always crash. I remember I was playing a game on it, and it's this blue screen. My mother thought it was the game.
It worked fine for me on with a workstation with an Intel motherboard. I didn't have any kind of problem with it. With Intel motherboard and then NVIDIA cards back in the day. But,
with a high-end computer, it was pretty usable. I did use a Windows Vista for a while, actually.
Back in the day. I did prefer NT4. It was so light. It was incredibly light as a window back in the day, for sure.
With the amazing Windows 95 with DOS on it.
Yeah, but it more has it has no DOS, as you know, but the interface was like Windows 98. Yes.
Yeah. Can I click these things off here? These 2 bars up here.
Yeah, it's just
They're
to
pretty much
teach you how to use VirtualBox.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But
Not
I started with the NT3.5 that has the Windows One the Windows for Workgroup interface. So that's was old school.
Or GOS was old school, using a Windows-based operating system on a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Huh? I like
Anybody's
GOS, yes.
There's
Yeah.
still people using OS too. There's like a new distribution of it.
Oh, really? There's still
Yeah.
people using the Amiga Warp operating system. There's a whole community.
There's
Yeah.
also people still using RISC OS. In fact, RISC OS, the first ARM operating system made back in the 80s and 90s, is still in active development, and it works very well on the Raspberry Pis. RISC
Oh,
There's
OS.
really?
even
Yeah.
like a Haiku OS, which is like a fork. I don't know. I don't know if it's a fork or a rebuild, but it's basically like a spiritual successor or something like that to BOS.
RISC OS is pretty fun.
Hmm.
I haven't. I've watched some videos of it, and I mean, apparently it was not. I'm not. At least here in Newfoundland, it wasn't commonly used in the educational environment, but a lot of other places it was. RISC OS was.
RISC
I
OS,
remember
yeah,
as
look
a
at-
kid we had like Windows XP on like
Look-
these old computers.
Oh,
And
it rebooted.
in my school, and I used to play like a lot of Flash games. Then later, I figure out how to in high school. I figure out how to load like my games, how to bypass the security. You have to load like the games on the USB to play them. So I
Here it is.
actually played the Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, it
At
still looked
school.
exactly the same as that, too.
It's
Hmm.
looking like IRIX.
Yeah,
So here's the Raspberry Pi version. So this is so this was an educational operating system.
That's what I was. I was watching a video from someone on YouTube,
Mhm.
and
is
that's
it
what he said.
Dan Wood?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
he's
can
got
actually-
a lot of good content.
You
yeah.
can actually still get commercially available software for that too, which is surprising.
Yeah, it's a good operating system. I like these kind of operating systems that are like old but still supported, and like people still like make programs for it, because it just fascinates me. They're like so well built compared to
will
like
not-
Windows 10.
Yeah, what I will like is the interface of IRIX on modern OS.
Oh, yeah.
The interface kind of is just fond memories I had passing my night doing 3Ds and soft image. But the OS, the IRIX OS was the interface was kind of looking ugly, but it was kind of at the same
You
time.
can still have like the this interface. If it was using CDE, you can still get like NSCDE on your like Linux distro.
There's what's the name of that? Someone ported a version of the Next. Well, it looks a lot
Yeah.
like the Next interface over to
Window
Linux.
Maker.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the Next interface on Linux. I think it's compatible with Arch Linux. Base.
Yeah, I have it installed on my Linux install. Right now I'm using Enlightenment desktop because I just felt like using it. I have like 20 desktop environment installed on my Linux distro.
Seems like a waste of space.
It is.
So I'll show them what a picture of Enlightenment looks like. And
So Robbie, do you have enough duct tape to fix your fence?
no, I'm getting.
Okay, what's the story here?
I don't want to replace the fence. That's the problem. Like I just want to fix it because like I want to redo the driveway area, so I might have to redo the fence then, right?
Drop your internet connection now, Robbie, so you won't ask you for your account.
Where do I go here?
Yeah, right there. It should say
Connection network settings.
Yes, Yep. And then
And
oh, it's not letting you now. Of course, it's not. Oh yeah, there it is. Like, see where it says enable network adapter? Uncheck that.
oh, okay.
No, it's not letting you do it because the operating system is booted.
Yeah.
Crap. Go to attach to.
Attach.
Oh, there we go. check where a cable connect. Uncheck that. There we go. And
Okay.
then click OK.
There
Now
we
it
go,
won't
Robbie.
ask you for your Microsoft account.
Bill Gates and Steve
Oh.
Ballmer will have a heart attack knowing that somebody's running Windows inside Linux.
I'm not sure they're still in the computer business.
They don't even care. Bill Gates
Especially,
is in the. No, go ahead.
go ahead, Robbie.
No, I'm not going to talk about Bill Gates.
They're in this business era.
If you ever want to watch a movie about Bill Gates, I thought it was a really good movie. It's called Pirates of Silicon Valley. Not any of those Steve Jobs movies; they were crap. But Pirates of Silicon Valley is probably the best movie that kind of talks about Bill Gates, and it doesn't go like all the history, but it's a well done movie. Anthony Michael Hall plays Bill Gates. Let's start with what region. Does it understand that I'm in Canada? Should I say Canada or just say USA?
That's up to you. It don't really matter.
I always choose Japan or something like that, so I can confuse Windows 10 to see if it's.
I wanted to say Canada, so it should end every sentence in there in A. There we go. There's Canada.
Always beside Cameroon.
Somebody gave me a box of cereals of Captain Crunch, and I saw in the box it says Canuck Crunch or something like that. I was like, "Are you serious?"
So Leo says graphical front end to .deb packages, and that's for a Linux install. So when you install a Linux program, it's kind of like what an exe is in Windows, a deb package. So you download it as a deb, it'll pop up, and you just install it, and it works.
You might want to be more.
Sorry, go ahead.
Specifically Debian-based operating systems uses .deb.
Oh yeah, is that what the deb stands for?
Yes.
I just found being not super knowledgeable before what I know about is there's ways of installing programs in Linux. There's either you can use the software manager, which is the easiest way because it's just. And so we click yes here.
There's many ways to install something in Linux,
Yeah,
but I found out that you better use the one that goes with your distro. Otherwise, if you're not that good with Linux, you're gonna end up messing with things. I think. If you're not using
.deb, it's a Debian package installer. So it's kind of like you'll download a .deb file and it will install that package. Like for example, if you're using OBS, for example, actually OBS is now in the repository. It wasn't before, but so I used to download it and have to install it. And it would come in as a deb package and just install. Or actually, OBS, it was a command line installed, I think, up to about a year ago.
Yeah.
But it was pretty easy. You went to the OBS website, it just told you copy paste.
No, you don't want to do that. So once it loads, it will say I don't. On the bottom, you say I don't have internet. On the bottom, it will say once it loads.
Okay.
I
live way out in the boonies. We don't have internet.
Yeah, I do not have internet on the bottom there. See, I can't really see it because of the picture.
Yeah.
It's going to ask you it's going to ask you 3 times. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you really, really, really sure? Are you sure? I don't
it's
have
like
internet.
that South Park episode about Facebook.
And it's going to ask you again, are you sure? And it's going to say, if you don't have internet, you say, to discover connect to the internet. Say, continue with limited access on the bottom there.
It's like going into GameSpot.
And I think it asks you, I think it asks you a 3rd time now, too, if I remember correctly.
It's like walking into an EB Games when you buy a game, they're always asking you for their credit card or something like that.
So the last question is are you that poor?
Okay, you don't need a password. Just click next. There we go.
No password.
I was gonna get enter 1 2 3 4 5.
It actually doesn't accept that. If the last time I installed Windows 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So now just click no, and accept. So no, and then
accept.
No.
This is like Cocomelon. No.
Basic diagnostics. required. Yeah, there we go. The one lower. The one lower.
Lower.
Yeah, there we go. Accept. No.
There's a
But wait,
YouTuber who has
you would be.
who has
Sorry.
a script for getting all this crap out of your Windows 10.
Yeah.
Who's
It's called.
Yes or no?
Yeah, no.
Yes or no?
No.
I know you're
It's-
reading any of this.
It's called unattended access, unattended install. Yes.
Yeah.
I've used that script before. Click no.
No, that.
There we go. By this point, you would already be on desktop with Linux
Yeah.
and
I'd be,
already installing software. Like it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
I'd be installing all the.
Not now.
Not yet, not
now.
now.
You
Oh.
can't even do anything.
Black screen.
Hi.
He got scared. He got scared.
We're getting ready. We're getting everything ready for you.
Oh boy. Getting ready, everything ready
This
to.
might take several minutes.
Okay.
Make sure you
so
install your
1 hour
VMware
for
tools.
one moment and several
Don't turn off the
minutes for
PM.
3 hours.
It's like on SpongeBob SquarePants. 3 hours later.
We should like dub that in over the stream. 3 hours later.
Well, I just hope the power doesn't
later.
go out at this point.
It's a VM. It will be fine.
Oh yeah.
Basically, Microsoft is telling you, like, oh, we're gonna try to phone home and get your information.
I have Windows now. Windows tech support is going to call me, and I'm going to be like, "There's a problem with your Windows machine." I'm like, "Oh dear."
Oh, man,
I do have a
s-
Windows machine now.
Is that before or after you get the one for the car warranty?
I remember like prank calling a lot of these tech support scam, and they're so professional. But as soon as you say like an F-bomb or something like that, they just yell at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the engine are like that. They're so. But if you put
Yeah.
a word, but a word that is not right with them, they're gonna unscrew your head.
Leave everything to us.
They seem to always be on the edge of something. They're so nice to a point.
Until they take your money.
And make sure you install VMware tools after this.
VMware tools.
Oh,
Do I not
sorry,
have that installed?
VirtualBox tools. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, this is the Oracle VM VirtualBox. Yeah. Do I have that on here, or
It should be already installed by default.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was on last week. We were looking at this when we were in Discord.
Okay, see now that again is a pretty sketchy way of getting Windows activated. I don't know if we want to be talking about that on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, right.
What's sorry?
There's many ways, I think. Put it that
Oh,
Like
someone
a-
said, "Oh, now OpenCMD step 1, OpenCMD administrator, blah blah blah." We don't want to do that.
And that was gonna take way too long.
There are servers for that, I think so.
Oh, there we go. Finally.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah,
Windows
maybe later.
10.
Oh,
So now install your VM tools, or your VirtualBox tools.
in the file.
It should be, and nope, I think it's in the other next one over, or one of them. I can't see. Input maybe, or is it in devices? I can't see. It's cut off. The live is cut off there.
Oh yeah. Here we got this big thing in the way here.
I did all that on VMware many times, and it's almost the same thing.
Is it in devices? Maybe I think. Is it in devices?
Yeah, just gonna make that
Machine. I think you need to download
No, it should be.
download an update for your
No,
driver.
it's like,
No, it shouldn't. There, install.
there it is.
Insert guest essentials. Insert guest essentials CD. That's what you want to do.
Down at the bottom. Yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah. So download it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I forgot. Windows, for some reason, the version of VirtualBox doesn't come shipped with them on Linux, but it does on Windows. That's why I got confused there.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't come shipped with that on Windows. It does, but not on Linux, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
Someone's joining me here.
It's only small. It's only a couple hundred megabytes. Yeah, click OK. Looks like it was already installed. Look at that. Click OK, and then insert. Now Windows should see it in a minute. If not, you're gonna have to open up your Start menu control panel, or Start menu computer.
Wow.
Yeah, doesn't look like Windows seen it, so you're gonna have to click your Start and then go to computer. Oh, your Start's cut off. You're gonna have to scroll down. There we are. So click the Start button. And then Library,
Surprised it's still called the Start button.
or whatever it's called. Library, it's, where is it? It's one of the, I think it's the second one down from your account profile picture.
I always call that the Windows
Documents. Yeah, that's it, Documents.
You should call this the advertisement button.
The Windows button.
There we go. This PC. And there we go. There's your guest essentials. So right click, so click on that. The CD drive. Yep. And you're supposed to just click on it like you would normally. Left click. Or that, yeah.
Like my father did. He's always clicking on the right side of the mouse.
You want the 64-bit version. VBox Windows editions, that one, yeah. That's the one.
I'm surprised that this thing has like OS2 support. OS2 NT 3.1.
There we go. So just click next, next. You know how to install software.
Yep. I didn't tell anyone how to install the software in that video that I posted today for Dream DVB, but I figure you could figure that out if you install.
Yeah, at this point, that will be what I said to everyone. Figure that out.
Yeah, they figure that out. Download it from the
Figure
site.
that out. You're gonna end up doing it many times.
Well, the problem where I get the roadblock is I get the software up, and then what do I do, right?
Yeah, you set it up like a receiver.
I really need to get a new chair.
That's not me this time.
That's me. My chair
I
is
have that problem, but this chair is not rocking. But my last chair that I still have it. It's squeaked a lot. Reboot now? Yeah.
Yes.
My mother wants me to get rid of this chair because it makes so much noise. But I like it.
It doesn't like this monitor. Restart anyway? Yeah.
Yes. Once it restarts, the guest essentials will be, and then you'll be able to move the window around, and it will adjust as you please once it restarts and the guest essentials are running.
You're gonna be able to make full screen, all those stuff.
After that, we're gonna see if it runs Crisis.
I don't know. KVM is pretty good on Linux, but I'm not sure if it's that good that you'll be able to play games on it.
Yeah. I tried to do that, and I got lost.
But it's a VM. It should not matter at all. It goes straight to the CPU. So,
that don't look good.
That's
Windows for you.
That's normal for Windows. That happens to me all the time on Windows. Every time.
That's gonna be a running gag. This one.
There we go.
Weird. It's looking like elementary OS.
It does too.
I wonder how they got the inspiration from.
Yeah, they're supposed to get it from Mac OS 6, not Windows.
I mean, Windows 11 looks more like a Mac.
Yeah, with the bar in the middle at the bottom. Yeah.
Well, I'm on Linux Mint right now. on my
Okay,
laptop.
I'm on my Ubuntu distro.
So can I make this so that I don't have to scroll up and down like this?
Oh yeah,
Just
you should be able to
change
just view and then you do full screen mode.
Is it scale mode?
or
scaled mode.
scaled switch. No.
I think it minimized.
No, yeah, it's just right here. It's right here. There we go. So it's scaled. You can see everything's kind of stretched.
You know what? We forgot to bring you back online.
Okay, we can do that.
Doesn't look
I'm
like
just
the drivers worked. Oh, there we go.
So go
Look at
online
that,
here.
it works.
Oh wait, I don't do it here though, eh?
No, you got to do it through the VM settings.
Yeah. Where's the VM settings? Oh.
You might need to close it because where you put it in scale mode.
How do I get it back to
Remember, we had an issue with that. We kept pushing the button and it wouldn't go back last week.
You wouldn't use that yellow thing up at the top there, that yellow circle?
Yeah, you can click that too. Yeah,
yellow circle?
up on the
It
minimize
looks like a
the
wheel.
The gear on
Gear,
VirtualBox.
yeah.
the gear on VirtualBox.
Up, up, up. Keep going up.
Up.
There.
That one.
There you go.
You go back to network.
Okay, yeah, just go in here and advanced and then check this thing here.
Yeah, and then you should be back online when you click OK.
Where's that blue Windows thing there? Networks.
Are you gonna end up with a load crap of updates to do?
I doubt it. The ISO is actually what Windows do. They actually do a pretty good job with it.
You want to access?
You've got,
Yes.
you've got 21H2, so.
Yes or no, it don't really matter. I don't understand why your resolution isn't adjusting itself. It usually does.
This is a 7.
And Windows crashed.
Yeah, you got to reboot. Oh, wait.
Still running here in the background. Ew, there we go. There we go. Let's stretch it here. Okay. Is it downloading at all? There we go.
Yeah, you are a bit out of date. You don't even have the weather thing on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, that thing.
I don't know how to mount physical hardware. There we go. I don't remember how to mount physical hardware on VMware. I know you can. I just don't know how.
I know how to do this, but on VMware.
On VirtualBox.
I ain't never been able to do that, so I can't really help.
Yeah, I think you got to do it through terminal. On Linux.
I did not. I don't think you on VMware you don't need to, but on this I'm not sure.
Would you go back to that yellow gear settings
Yeah.
up on top and see if there's
Hey,
something?
Andrew. Thanks for joining us. We're setting up Windows on a Linux machine today.
You won't be able to do that if your VMware is on.
You can't add physical hardware through the interface, unfortunately. It's only software level, unfortunately. It's just in the config file on VirtualBox. As far as I know. I use
That's
VMware
right.
usually.
It's things I could play around with still, if I need
But
to.
you won't be able if your Windows is still open.
Yeah, you got to shut it down.
Okay.
Or just force quit it.
If you do that, I think it's gonna record it, so I'm not sure.
You can just do a regular shutdown if you want.
Shut her down? Yeah, I'll just do a regular shutdown. Shut down.
At least you got Windows installed. There's a certain command you got to type in. It's like you got to specify, sudo hardware ID or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're on Windows, so.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm using Linux, but
Um.
I'm talking about what Robbie on his host through terminal. He needs to mount it via terminal physical hardware or in the config file.
Well, yes, but can we try it with the interface? Because if it does work with VMware, it should work also with this application.
You could try it with the interface if you want.
I thought I deleted the Linux Mint files last week.
We reinstalled it though, remember?
Did we?
You could try it through the interface, but as far as I remember, there's no way to do it through the interface. But
So
let me
this
see.
I don't
is
think it's installed here. I think this is a Mint 8
no.
running.
There's a connection to a file that is not there anymore.
Yeah. I thought because I thought I deleted this. I didn't, but I'd like to reinstall Linux Mint 18 because this is the one I like compared to 20. Because I don't know, 20 is just not working for me, right? Should I just delete this here, or I just want to like basically do a full reinstall of Linux Mint 18 here.
If you don't have the file anymore, you can delete it. Yes.
Yes.
So what do I do here? Just give me that option here.
Remove,
Remove.
and then delete all files.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
And I'll-
Storage.
So I'll do a new one, and I'm going to do Linux, and I'm going to go do Linux Ubuntu. Whoops, not Red Hat. Ubuntu 64. I just saying that because it's a Ubuntu base, so I'm just going to go with Ubuntu, and we'll call it Strike.
Can't call it the same name; it won't let you. You got to call it looks like a Strike 1 or something.
Oh. All right. Mint 18. That's what I called it last time. Mint 18.
Strike
Right.
1 is a good idea.
So for RAM, how much RAM do I want? About 4,000. Yeah, about 4 should be
That's
good.
always a question. How much do you have?
Yeah.
Create a virtual. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
VDI virtual disk image. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Dynamic. Yeah. Size. 10
okay,
gigabytes.
I get your point. When you're saying that you want to install a real hard drive, you're not meaning. You mean for the OS itself? Oh, okay. That's another thing. Yes.
No,
I
I'll
was
go
talking
2
about
gigabytes.
adding a real hard drive.
So just click create, and yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, yes, that would be the best way to do it because Windows likes overwriting bootloaders. Make sure you change it to KVM because that's your best mode to use for your acceleration mode.
Did I do that? Settings.
You got to do it per VM, unfortunately. It's in system.
Processor. Acceleration.
KVM.
KVM. There's another thing you got me to do with that with Windows before we put it up.
I got you to adjust the what was it? The RAM, wasn't it, or something, or what was it? Oh, change network mode right to bridged. You don't need this. You don't need to drop the Linux. Just you don't need to do that with Linux because it doesn't ask for any stuff.
Actually,
Bridge
guys,
adapter.
what is KVM on this? Instead, I was using VT on my side.
KVM is Linux's version of hypervisor, and it just works so much better than the default.
Oh, okay. But I need a newer CPU to do that. Is it right?
KVM works with a lot more stuff than I remember.
Yeah.
So
Pretty sure
it's
you could do that with a Core 2 Duo if I'm not
Looks like
mistaken.
that's already your. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. That's all. Looks like it's already Linux Mint mounted. Yeah.
yeah. So let's start. Oh,
KVM. Okay.
Proxmox uses KVM. Proxmox is based on. Proxmox is based on Debian, I believe I remember. Choose, yep. It's okay. I don't know why it's not.
did I make it too small? I think I made the hard drive space like 2 gigabytes, and now it's probably not big enough.
They made it like 70 gigs.
Here, I'll go.
Yeah, that's more
back.
than enough to install Linux Mint.
I just don't understand why it's not letting you mount the image.
Yeah.
Here, I'll close this down.
Yeah.
All right. I think I put like a. Let's go in here. So where was my settings were for my hard drive? So my storage.
It's just to let you boot, shouldn't it?
I thought
down.
I thought I had it on dynamic.
Go to Mint again. Mint 18.vhdvi.
Oh, in the settings. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you chose 70 gigs. I'm just trying to see why it's not letting you mount the image.
Hmm.
And you just saved it. You never shut it down, so you can't adjust anything.
I can just delete it and start over.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
This is
for
Linux.
that,
Is what you do.
go to storage for that, isn't it?
Yes.
So just discard or just delete this. Start over again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll remove it. Delete all files. Okay. All right, let's try this again. New. I'll select Linux, Ubuntu, 64-bit.
Whoops.
All right, so I want about 4. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. That. Dynamic, yeah. So before I had. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought it was 4. 60, yeah. Now just start it.
You need to put it to KVM.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, KVM. Let's close this down. We'll close that. All right. So the settings.
Again, you never shut it down. You just saved it, so it's technically in hibernate right now. So it won't let you.
Will let me do that now?
No, it won't. You need to boot it and actually close it. So if you start it again,
That's
So
and
now
now stop. Stop it. Just stop it.
how do I stop?
File stop or close.
Close.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
and then you want to say power off this machine or the machine.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Back to settings.
It's on our system.
Acceleration, KVM.
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't default to KVM, as someone told me. It defaults to proprietary, whatever VirtualBox uses. Or not proprietary, but whatever VirtualBox uses for the emulation.
All right. Now I can start it up. Okay.
Robbie,
getting late.
what's the name of that forum called? Talks
Which
about the
forum?
satellite, the one that talks about the channels on the satellite.
TVRO sat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I'll type it in here.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, thanks.
Where
And yes,
the one-
Proxmox is awesome. If you have a spare computer that it has a decent amount of RAM and you don't really care about the computer, yeah, definitely Proxmox is a good option.
Hey, Robbie,
Google Mega found. Yeah.
where I live, we're getting your storm.
Oh, you're starting to get. It
Yeah.
seems like it's died down a bit. And it's been.
Yeah,
over-
now it's us. We're having the storm.
So I guess what was this? Is it the same storm we had yesterday? And it's coming
No,
across?
it would be going the other way. I mean, it'd be going from the west.
Oh boy, so I'm probably going to get your storm.
Yeah, it's probably headed your way. It's going south, so it's going southwest, or it's
I'm
coming
gonna
from
go
the
check
southwest.
on Google.
Yeah. So what do I do here?
You forgot to mount your virtual CD.
Oh, okay.
So if you go to devices up there,
Devices.
no, on the actual VM window,
Okay.
over.
Proxmox VA, is it right?
Yeah, and then near Linux Mint. Yes, that's right. And
Oh,
then
okay.
just
The iOS.
and then
and
just
reboot.
reboot. Yeah. Machine.
VA. Oh,
It's
great.
another machine. One over.
Oh, okay. Restart.
Yeah.
And it should go into like the live disk mode. There it is. There. This is the countdown. Automatically boot. Just hit yes. Hit start.
Yeah,
Linux.
Proxmox is really Patrick, yeah, if you have an old computer that you don't care about that has a decent amount of RAM, like 8 gigs or something, or 16 gigs, it's like a network-wide VM server. It's actually really neat. I have one. It's really cool for setting up different operating systems like somewhere on your network somewhere. It's actually really cool.
Okay. I'm just wondering that when I will have time to mess with that.
There we go. So it's come up here. How do the view? I need to scale mode.
You don't want to do scale mode because just if you adjust where is it? Because scale mode for some reason gets rid of your adjust window size. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's
There we
gonna
go.
have something over it at the on the upper side. You're gonna end up with your with a tab. You always end up with a tab at the upper side of your screen.
Yeah. So I don't running in software rendering mode. Can I make it go faster, or is it? That was a
That's
problem
because
I had before.
you don't have it installed. You install the tools. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Basically, the tools are the drivers for your
Yes.
virtual machine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So install it first, and then I can get rid of
Yes.
that.
I mean, I suppose you guessed you could install it on our live CD, but as soon as you reboot, you will.
Yeah, because tools is a language, the language for drivers and VMware and stuff like that. Yeah.
So English. Installed third party. Yeah, I always do that. I'm more familiar with doing this because I install Linux a lot more often than I ever did with Windows.
So what Proxmox does is it's like I said, it's it's basically a VM server, virtual machine server, and
so it's more complicated to set up.
No, it's very easy to set up. Believe it or not, it's based on Debian. So basically, what it is, it's called what's it called? A level 1 virtual machine, which is way faster than a regular virtual machine like we're doing.
But my CPU is too old for that.
I would try Proxmox because Proxmox seems pretty forgiving. Like Proxmox works on a lot more than VMware EXI.
Or can you use it like a Linux distro and use like the VM as a
so just for anyone new, if you got Linux Mint installed on a USB stick, you want to dual boot or whatever, you can also this option here will also allow you to dual boot with Windows. But in this case, we're just doing it all on one machine, so we're going to erase disk and install Linux Mint on the virtual machine.
I have done that before.
Yeah. Too bad I couldn't dual boot on the Windows just to show you how that is, but it's basically to just ask you. It'll have a slider to move how big the hard drive you want it to be. So I'll say yes.
Yeah, and also remember, if your drive is BitLocked, Linux don't like that. So if you do want to dual boot Linux at some point, make sure that you, if you have BitLock enabled, disable BitLocker.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it won't stop.
I got a turn.
Robbie, what's the guest that you're using to put these VMs on? What's the OS that is?
Oh, this is Linux Mint 20.
Oh, okay.
0.2 maybe.
Yeah. And that's the host. The guest would be.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's right. You're
the
right.
guest is what we're installing currently.
Guest is what you're,
And I'm actually installing an older version of Linux Mint from like 2018, but I like it a lot better than 20.
Got your use
running under 20 for you? Is that what you're saying?
I remember using like a version of Visual Rain that I still want to use. I don't remember what it is. I think it's the Rain 14. Let me check. It's Rain OS 14. No, that's not it. 12 maybe?
Mint is ugly.
I've redid my my themes.
There it is.
Installing there, I'll switch my screens here, and I'll show you how I got it set up now. I think it looks a lot better now the way I have it set up. I customized it, and so I'll just bring Restream here.
Yeah, the version of Zorain that I really love was Zorain 8.
Just gonna bring Restream over here, and I'm gonna show my screen from the other side here. Somebody else in here? No, just in there. Okay. Oh, wait, I want to turn that off, stop sharing, and then start sharing again. There we go. So here's my screen the way I got it now. So I got my folders looking better with some of my pictures and all that. So I find Mint, you can change the theme around very easily, and there's several themes you can download.
Okay.
Here we go, themes.
Nice.
So it doesn't have
There's
to
even
be.
there's a script you can download to make it look like Windows 95 too.
Yeah, I like the I like the dark mode because it's not like as bright on your eyes really. So like I use a lot of darker mode with instead of like a big white background and black text, it's more like this where it's black darker backgrounds with. So I think this, and it's gonna flicker here. There's been an issue with that's just on the restream. It's not actually happening here.
But Robbie, the dark mode, is it well implemented in every application, or does it translate to the most of the application?
Yeah, it seems to work pretty good. What do I have? And then you download a whole bunch of different themes that you can try out. I think I have Pragmatic Dark Blue is one of the main themes I'm using right now. I like it. It looks a lot nicer. I gave it a synth wavy neon background. I can probably put a bunch of things. You can change the background, or you can just use the default. As my son likes to change it, he likes to change the backgrounds a lot. Where is the background? Change this to background, and you get the default Linux Mint backgrounds that will come with it. There's a satellite dish.
Yeah, we all have that kind of background.
So I'll show you. If you want, I could bring up my example of customized Linux.
That's nice.
Installs, if you want. Oh,
That is nice. That's the type
nice.
of wallpaper I would put on my computer.
So
where were we with? I'm gonna bring this screen off here. With Linux Mint here. Is it installed
My wallpaper is just like an anime girl.
my wallpaper is
game.
one that I actually took down when I went on vacation. Well, not within Newfoundland. We went on vacation. It's a picture I took.
Our color bars are. Oh, I just said it. my wallpapers are color bars.
Well, an example of. Hold on here now. Here we go. Here's a
SMP color bars with the plunge.
If you want to if you want to switch over to mine, here's what my Linux looks like.
Hey, you're up there, Trevor. Yeah. Okay,
this is what my Linux. I have the dock and everything. See?
Wait,
So
I'm bringing it up there, Trevor. There you go. Just bringing that up. There we go.
Yeah, you can heavily customize. Look, here's I have a dock. This is called Plank. This add-on I'm using.
Okay.
And as you can see, I have my
Mint. Okay.
I have my my color slightly changed and stuff.
So, if you can have a duck, that will be. You just sold me Mint with the duck.
Yeah. Can I show my desktop? My Linux
go ahead.
desktop.
Yeah. I'll let Trevor show his, and then I'll let you show yours.
I'm trying to find out. I can't find Teams here. Oh, there it is. I'm pretty sure what I'm using is so I'm using Mint Y Dark, and I'm using the Mint Y Dark buttons, and I'm using the black
I think that's exactly what I'm using is the Mint Y Dark.
So
no, I'm using Mint Y Blue.
And this is a picture of something I took down on our last vacation. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show.
Yeah, I'll show my Linux desktop environment.
Can show mine.
Thank you. You know what I call that? I call that background the Newfoundland version of.
All right, so I'm using Trinitry. This is a wallpaper that I made.
Oh yeah.
I don't really use it's just a stock Linux desktop that I'm using. So there's not really a lot of special. It's just really that I wanted to share.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using really anything special, just Enlightenment.
Yeah, it's cool to know about that. I didn't know about Enlightenment until you mentioned that to me today.
I want to give that a go. The Enlightenment desktop environment.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. It's missing a lot of features, but it's really good.
It looks really modern.
Yeah, I'm planning to use it in my Linux distro because TDE is giving me trouble.
One thing that blows me away with the way Linux is now, compared to like it's been like over 10 years since I've been using it. It has support for like things like Netflix and stuff like that that it didn't have before. And I remember you used to have to install the plugin to make YouTube videos work. Where all that you can actually just do that on a live disk. Like I don't know if you remember that far back, but that was like an actual add-on you had to install to make YouTube videos work.
Yeah,
I think
I remember
an
that.
open flash plugin that you would, yeah. And I think it got to a point where you can, because it was proprietary, you had to say when you went to YouTube, it would ask you, "Do you want this to be installed?" And then you just say yes to that, and then it would come up. It's definitely come a long way. I just find it's getting to be some certain things are going back, are not functional now. So Kden Live has gone back to where it was like 10 years ago. It seems to be. It was really good 2 years ago, and now it's gone back to where
Did
it was.
Linux ever get Adobe Flash? I wonder before they discontinued it. I don't know.
Yeah, it had it.
It used to.
I remember you have to install it from the website. I believe you have to like do a command. It's been a long time I haven't done that. Like 2015.
Yeah. Back, I don't know, years ago with Ubuntu, it would be like an option, and you would have to. Do you want the non-free one, or do you want the Adobe Flash? They would actually install it for you, right? But they would give you the option before it would get installed.
I received a message on Discord.
And by the way, we started a Linux Discord server as well. I imagine there's a ton of Linux Discord servers, but because there's people that meet up on the satellite chat, I thought, well, a lot of us are Linux users, so I thought we'd have that up there, and we kind of know each other from the satellite group as well.
There was this Linux distro I used. I cannot remember the name of it. It was the first one I used. It wasn't anything like Ubuntu or Kubuntu. It was it was even earlier than that. It was like
Fedora.
Red Hat.
It wasn't Fedora. It was like one of the very like
Red Hat.
It was no, it wasn't Red Hat. It was what was it? I can't remember what it was.
I remember my first Linux distro I ever had it on like an EEPC laptop that I bought at a garage sale. The guy thought it had like Windows 98 on it, but it was like how do you pronounce it? Android.
It was an Android-based one.
No, I'll put it into private chat. Maybe I can't pronounce it.
I sold a Windows 10 computer to a couple. And they said, well, they had this E-machine, and I said, all right, I told them
I'll put it into the public chat as well.
When I was selling it to them, I said, I'll take a look at it if you want. And she goes, okay. And so, like 2 or 3 days later, I went over and I looked at it, and I booted it up, and I'm like, this is not running Windows. What is this thing running? And come to find out, it was this thing called Linux Ultimate. And I just, I ended up taking it home. I still got to play with it. It's only got a gig of memory in it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get a chance to look at it. But
yeah,
I'm trying to find pictures of ones that I used to use. They don't support it anymore. Oh yeah,
I remember it. I just found a screenshot of what I was using. I don't know if you could put like images on here.
You can.
Oh.
See, like this. I don't know if you use this one. I'm just.
I never used it, but I heard about it.
I used to actually use this GOS. It was like I called the Google operating. I don't know if it actually was a good operating system. I thought it was. Google? People said it was like Google, or that Google had like and I actually used this for a long time. Yeah, it was an Ubuntu-based operating system in 2007. And that's what I used for a long time. It had the docky thingy there, and it had all these. It was very user-friendly.
Hey, it probably got shut down because it looked so much like Apple. Apple probably shut them down.
And it had the space
Hey, can I put my screen for a minute after you're
Sure,
done?
sure. I'll bring it.
I've
That's what I used
continue
a long time.
continue your story, Robbie.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna post
Anyway,
the
so
Linux family
so
tree
that's
here.
what so that's what I used, and then I used the Commodore OS, which is like a retro Commodore. It was really cool. I wish it still worked.
Hmm.
Where's your screen there? I'm just trying to see. You bring up your
Yeah, I'll put it on. I'll put it on. I just wanted you to finish your story.
yeah. I'm done. I should turn off my screen.
All right.
So
So
that's the OS.
this was my first Linux distro because most accurately, this is what it had. This is the laptop I used to have, and it ran this weird name of a Linux distro. I can't pronounce that. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I remember I used to play like Extreme Tux Racer on there and watch YouTube videos.
I remember I had one of my netbooks had that version of Linux. It was weird.
Yeah,
Full screen it. Or
and now I have like nostalgia for like that version of Linux for some reason. You can still download the ISO for it. All right, where is it? There we go.
yeah. Another one I had. I'll bring it up here. I'll show you a picture of it. I just thought it's cool. I wish I could still run it. Actually, I should run it on virtual machine just to play with it. I have a CD with it around somewhere. One way. Google it, and it was Commodore. Because they made like some.
Is it the one that they use on their C64 Linux computer thing?
Yeah, they used a few years ago. They had a Commodore USA, and they had like this Commodore 64 retro computer. There it is. Here, I'll bring up the picture. So yeah, it looked like this.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I wanted it so bad.
I have the image somewhere. It's not supported anymore, but it was so cool. It looked awesome. It had a retro feel to it. There's probably videos. Oh, there you go. There, this guy here on YouTube, Sparty's Cup of Linux.
Oh yeah, that guy is awesome.
Yeah. He disappeared for a while, but I think he's back now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's where I heard it from, and yeah, it just looks so cool. The fonts were, I guess, it's all caps and all that, but I just thought that was the coolest looking OS ever.
It's looking like XP.
With the blue, yeah, I guess so. I guess I should grab that wallpaper. Maybe that would be the 3D rendered.
The shadow.
I should try to fork it actually and put like a new kernel on it. Probably I can do that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be cool because it looked awesome. Like it was. I wouldn't show anyone my computer, but I was like, "Oh, my computer looks so awesome." Nobody sees it, but it's just stays at home. But I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I remember like after that, like I got like a cheap notebook and I installed Ubuntu on it, and I just started using Linux from there on. I used like Zorain OS 8. I remember this was my favorite version of Zorain OS. Zorain OS 8. The interface was just so cool, and like people would one of my friend would just come in my room and they saw like this running and then we're like, what is this? So
you got it easy. You got it easy because the first time I installed Linux, I think it was Red Hat on another one, but I never end up being able to install the X server. There were always problems with the driver because back in the day, you when you install Linux, you end up with the terminal. And now you have some stuff to do. I don't remember what to install actually the X server. And
no, I think it comes with Linux, with pretty much all Linux.
Yeah, it comes with Linux, but it never boot up. You gotta set up your drivers for the video
you have to type in like start X.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You have to modify your some. I will say any file, but you know what I mean. Some script to modify so it boot up with your card because it's kind of you know.
That was back when Linux was like still like a new thing. If I remember correctly.
It was a new thing.
It was new. There was a lot of more configuration. They're continue testing or restart now. I'm gonna restart. I remember with the even hard installing your Wi-Fi driver was a pain back
Yeah, I
in
remember that.
2006. Press enter.
So I got back to Windows NT 4 afterward.
There we go. So now it's going to boot back up into Linux Mint. Someone posted Linux users are the best at customizing their desktops because
we can.
but it's not only that, because they give us the ugliest desktops they possibly can, so that will update it.
No.
There's some possibilities on Windows, but you always end up crashing your Explorer.exe.
Yeah, that happened like so many times.
So what do I need to install on here to make it take
So
away
Robbie,
this
what is 20 not working? How is it not working for you, or what's it?
There's a few things not working well on it. Kden Live. I edited my video that I put out this week. That was the Pam spray on a satellite dish. So I uploaded it to YouTube, and I realized it just botched the video render so bad. Like it had the cuts all wrong, and had moved all the dissolves all over the place in Kden Live. That could be a Kden Live issue, right? But there's been other softwares that have been really buggy with it, so I haven't been a fan of. I'm using it now, and so maybe if I did an update and it would work better. I've been doing my system updates, but
Install VM. You got to install your tools.
yeah. So where do I do that?
It's in,
Device.
In devices. And in tools.
That one?
Yep.
Run max. Yeah.
And your root password. This is where we stopped last time because you forgot your root password.
Oh yeah, I remembered it now. Want to continue? Yes.
Yes.
I saw like that. I don't know if anybody watched Linus Tech Tip here, but I saw the Linus Tech Tip video where where Linus tried to run Linux, and in the first video he like completely screwed it over.
The Linux
that was
community
actually
was making fun of him for that.
that was actually a glitch in Pop OS. They actually patched that out within hours after he launched that video.
I think he's more of an hardware guy than a software guy, you know.
He has a warehouse full of hardware.
Yeah, so he's always paying with hardware, but software. He has the money to mess with everything he wished to.
Yeah.
Well, he actually gets everything sent to him too, as for review and all that.
From like sponsors and stuff like that.
He messed with his red camera. So the funny thing is, last time I was chatting on a chat on YouTube on a live with the guy that that reviewed those camera, and he ended up with the guy from Red, and I asked the guy from Red if he had news from Linus, and he told me he told us the guy is crazy.
Yeah, he water cooled his Red.
The guy from Red Camera said that he was crazy because Linus did a tear down of his Red Camera just to cool it with water and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I saw that video.
Just because it's fucking crazy. Oops, spray.
So I'm gonna have to cut it short this week.
Right.
You're probably not gonna have any more till after Christmas, or what do you think?
I'm not sure. Maybe one or two, because I think we're just waiting. The 18th.
Yeah, the 18th is
next week. Maybe. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I'll put out a thing. I could be doing one next week, if not a Discord chat.
Okay. Well, nice
All right.
seeing you guys. I'm off.
Yeah,
Thanks.
talk
See ya.
later, and, we'll try to be on
Merry
Discord.
Christmas if I'm not here next week.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it might be a dead stream, a really dead stream if no one's on. if it's over the holidays, but it's more the Christmas week. So do I need to click on this thing for the?
I think it was already installed. Oh, or did it complain about the kernel version not matching?
Complained about something just now.
Oh, try. You're gonna have. I doubt the archives are still up for it, but do a sudo apt update. See if it will update everything on the VM. You probably need to change the repositories.
How does it matter? The kernel for the VirtualBox, it doesn't matter much.
See what it says. Oh, you typed update wrong.
And it probably did.
Sudo apt.
Sudo
apt.
sudo. No, sudo.
sudo. Yeah.
So what sudos mean? What does it mean? Sudo?
Root.
Oh, okay. It's like okay. That's weird.
And then looks like that's surprising. Looks like the repositories are still up. Now run a sudo apt upgrade.
Because I always use this command, but
that's surprising. I would figured the archives would be offline by now. Because
for
we're
18 from 18.
Yeah, they usually here. They usually take down after a version of Linux leaves support. They actually usually take down the original archives, but you just got to change your
to old.
You got to change it old, but looks like they did it on this one.
I think it's still supported though.
No, 18. No, it's not. 1804 is not supported.
Oh, so they removed support for it.
Yeah, it's LTS. It's over now.
Here's the thing I love about Linux is that even though it's not supported anymore, you can still use them. You can still use like older version of Linux.
I think they're using that on the space station.
You know what I love about Linux?
What?
It's the fact that it's now used. At the moment, it's becoming usable for the pleb. It's the moment that no one cares about workstation PCs or what they're all on their phone.
What is the Zen kernel? What is that?
That's the exact moment when Linux. It's always the story of about Linux. You always too late.
Yeah, too late to the dance there.
The thing,
showing up funny here in the
like,
VirtualBox.
Yeah, I can see that.
I remember back in high school we switched to Ubuntu, but everybody was complaining about it because they installed like an older version of Ubuntu. It was like 2013, and they were still using a version of Ubuntu from like 2010. So everybody was complaining. I was like really happy.
This, I would probably complain about the fact that it's not Windows.
Looks like it froze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
even got like expelled from my classes because I got into an argument with my teacher over Linux being better than Windows. I'm not joking.
So that's a nerdy way to be expelled.
Well, the teacher didn't know much about computers.
Yeah.
He thought I was a hoarder just because I had like older computer stuff.
Ah, okay.
So you know.
So sudo is it says, hey, run this as root. That's what sudo means, Patrick.
Run as root. Okay.
Yes, and apt is actually the package manager on Debian base.
Yeah, that I know. Sudo, I know what it's for, but I didn't know what was the
meaning.
The meaning of it. Because for me, sudo, it sounds like, okay, it's sudo what?
Well, if you think
that's not that, it's something else. It's sudo. It's sudo. It's sudo. You know what I mean?
On CentOS, you know what?
It sounds like the prefix sudo.
On CentOS, you know what the root command is on CentOS? Yum.
Root.
No, yum. It's yum. Yep. Yum. That's your root command. Yum.
Yum. Okay. That's a problem with Linux. They should have kept
Yum yum.
the.
Okay, you're gonna have to run sudo apt update again because
Oh, yeah. What about this here that's not raining? And
yes, because it doesn't look like the VMware tools installed because it was missing some repositories. It looks like it was the terminal was complaining about it. So
let's try it again. So upgrade or update or both?
we'll do both again now because you might need to manually you might need to do an auto repair because you're
Oh yeah.
There's a repair possible. Let's do.
sorry, just do SU. SU, yeah, what's SU for again? Okay, so now do an apt update or upgrade. I mean, sudo apt upgrade.
Oh, APT.
And this is where it crashed because I was moving my window around. I just wanted to move it around so you guys could see it over your head boxes here.
Okay.
Yes, but I won't do it now. I think we still see it here anyway in the terminal.
I just
anyway.
do SU. Yeah, what do you do SU for? SU, that's for Arch, isn't it? SU, Arch based.
No, it works on Ubuntu, I think.
It does? I don't think
Yeah.
so. Let me try it. No, it doesn't. SU not command not found.
Yeah, SU is for going into root, pretty much.
So Trevor, this is probably what I need to do in this system here is do a sudo get apt update and sudo apt upgrade, and it might work a few of the bugs out on my system.
Yeah, because they've been releasing a lot of updates on 20.2, and I've been updating every day. Every day I boot up my computer, there's a couple updates available. So
Okay, yeah.
Working it out.
After this live stream, maybe I'll do that and give the computer rest for the
I
night.
would love to figure out how I can push update to my Linux distro.
I wonder why no one's yet told us to talk about CBN stuff instead.
They've dropped off. I think we have about
dropped off,
13. They have about 13 people in watching right now, and that's probably the Linux people. It kind of called half the viewers, I think. And then there's
We're up to 12 now.
Oh yeah, there's the faithful that love both topics, I guess, like us here, right?
There's half of people we should remember them that they almost all C-band bugs are Linux based. So
yeah. I didn't tell you guys. I threw out my analog box, so I didn't want to disappoint anyone. But I brought it to the recycling parts at Canadian Tire. The thing is actually broken anyway. You've probably seen if you've seen the video that I posted of it working. It was very snowy, and I didn't want to fix it. I didn't care really, but it was an EMACOM box that I had. So I had to bring that TV as well. The TV that broke with the flicker. I figured that's just not worth for me to fix it, Unfortunately,
I thought choose your old pick.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe try to scrap some of the parts out of it, or scrap the boards or whatever. But then I decided I'm just gonna throw it all in the recycling.
Mm-hmm.
What distro are you running, Egg?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm running right now Ubuntu. For now, because I'm planning to upgrade my hard drive, so I'm running Ubuntu. But usually I run my own custom distro.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I'm not that advanced yet. Linux.
Like everyone know, I was on elementary OS, but you sold me for this one because if you what's the name of the dock you're using again?
It's a Enlightenment desktop environment.
Yeah, and the dock you have a dock at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, you're talking about me? Oh,
I was talking about you. Sorry about that.
I'm using Plank.
Hey, Leo.
I'm using Linux Mint Cinnamon. And,
how are you doing?
The dock is Plank.
Hey, Leo. Hey,
Plank.
Leo. What's up?
Okay.
Hello. Oh boy, echo. Someone's got the stream running in the background. Turn it off.
Oh, hey Leo, I think we're hearing it in the background. You got a pair of headphones?
When you're streaming, you got to put headphones on.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, thanks.
You're hot.
I just brought your audio back up.
Yep.
Still updating. 1%.
Hey, you were talking
Oh,
about the package installer on Fedora and Red Hat. The yum command is old. It's DNF install, and then a bunch of other stuff. Whatever the package you want.
Yeah, the only experience I have with CentOS is my free PBX server. So.
And then as for the SU, you put that on any distro. You can put SU, and then it'll prompt you for your
It didn't work.
your root password.
I just tried it on my Linux distro. It didn't work.
Oh, it
Yeah,
didn't work?
I did try it and it works. I know it works. It's to enter a root mode.
Yeah,
So
mine
it's
doesn't.
Which distro you have?
I have Linux.
Ubuntu.
SU is for elevating your credential.
Because I just pressed SU on Linux Mint, it's working fine.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
I typed it wrong earlier. I'm sorry. Yeah, I typed it wrong earlier. Now it's working.
Why my password not working?
Yeah, then everything's root, and
SU.
then you can type in your commands without the sudo in front of it.
SU authentication failure. Authentication failure.
Yeah, I got the same error for some reason.
Yeah, you gotta put your password because
I
it's
did.
just for elevating
Yeah.
the next of your session in the terminal, isn't it? You won't need the sudo anymore as long as you're not closing your terminal. Is what I understand.
Yeah, I just did it and it said authentication failed. And I
With your
did
password, you put SU with the password.
SU and then enter and then my password and it said authentication failed. But it is my right password.
Yeah, it does the same thing with me.
So
Yeah,
what's the point of talking
authentication
about
failure.
it?
I don't know why it does that.
I got a
Oh,
feeling
I think you have to do. Yeah, okay. Do sudo su.
all right, sudo
Sudo
su,
su.
right. Yes, right. Sudo SU.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now it's
what
working.
I
is it?
remember
Is it,
now,
is
I
it a
forgot.
whole song?
Sudo su.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
like
it prompts you for the root, and it should be root and then it should say your whole entire desktop name.
Yeah, it's working now. I
So
will.
Yeah, I
what does it
forgot
do?
you have to do sudo before
I
su.
did too.
So what's the point of it? It's to elevate your credential?
I
Or-
honestly don't think that is more secure. I think it's more secure to do sudo followed by what sudo command you want to run, especially if you live with kids, because you don't want to put your whole terminal in SU and then they do something and completely destroy your console.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
I
don't
I
have
would-
have that issue, but
I
I
don't
have
live
a
with
cat
kids.
that loves going onto my desk,
because
and sit on my keyboard.
when you're in root mode, you can do anything. You can really damage a computer
Yeah,
when
I
you're
thought
in
Yeah,
root mode.
that's true. I damaged a
I
computer
thought
doing
it was
that.
not possible on Linux, so it's
Oh.
possible to stay root
There's one command.
without typing sudo every time.
There's one command you can type, and it completely destroys your grub partition and your other thing. There's one line of command. Yeah, don't do that. What he just said. Sudo rm rf / yeah, don't do
I
that.
know.
Yeah,
IRM,
don't do
yes,
that
for
one.
sure. I know about that because I use
Don't listen to
IRIX.
Sam.
So back in the day, what we
Oh.
will not do is the root because only the teacher has the password for that on the O2, so we will not able to do much in the terminal. But if I do remember when we did backups, I need some equivalent of su to make the tar function because the tar command as a how do you put it a minus something for using on the actual drive because tar anymore doesn't command the backup system anymore. Is only for making a zip file somehow. But back in the day, the tar command could drive the backup tape. So
what?
we needed to put the equivalent of su command.
Oh, Sam said don't try sudo rm -rf. don't try. I thought it said try. Sorry, I forgot the note.
I do remember that RF. Yes, for sure.
Oh,
It works on Windows too. By the way, with the other command.
Sorry, yeah, no,
Delma,
it's basically the equivalent of doing a delete system 32 and
and guess what? Windows doesn't even allow you to do that. If I tried, it doesn't allow you to do it.
I did do it once on a virtual machine just for fun, and I completely destroyed Windows.
Okay.
I don't remember which version of Windows though I did it.
It was probably old because I know Windows 10 doesn't allow you. Every time you try
Yeah.
to delete the System32 file, it says, "Sorry, can't delete this."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I suppose if
Windows,
you did it,
Windows now is
Robbie,
basically like.
you doesn't seem to be the host anymore.
I suppose you can if you do it through terminal or CMD. You can, but I guess you could probably do run CMD as an admin and do a dill System32, and it might do it. But then it might still let you do it.
I'm tempted to do it on my Linux distro.
Del /R/M/F will, I think it will work or something like that. So you're in sudo old school right now.
Yeah, sorry, no, I thought Sam said try sudo rm-rf, but
Yeah, don't do that.
I forgot the don't. I didn't see the don't there.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin your Linux system.
Hey, I know we're talking about Linux right now, but I want to talk about satellites for a little bit. Hey,
Yeah, sure.
I have a question in particular about the satellites. How do you determine which way you're facing? You need to point the satellites to. Like say I'm putting up a
South.
new free to air satellite. Where do I get a reference point where I need to point it?
South. Mainly south.
No, I know that there needs to be south, but like, is there like a specific site that tells me which direction is south towards me? Like
More
at this point
likely,
in
you're
that
going to
site?
find more of the satellites, even from where you're at in Texas. It's probably southeast, I would say. Most of the satellites that have the free to air channels are southeast. My motorized dish after the wind tonight is pointing southeast. It was pointing southeast. It was pointed southwest earlier today, but the wind has moved the tripod. It was on a tripod. So I'll have to go out there and readjust it. I just had it mainly on 103 West for the 103 West KU band channels. So but have you looked at Dish Pointer, Leo?
No, I haven't. What? Can you give me a link?
Yeah, dishpointer.com. So I'm going to go to it here in Google. Dish Pointer.
Is it the application?
No, it's actually a website, but there is an application.
Okay, yes, this one.
But there is free versions of this. Free Sat Finder is one that I have on my phone. It has ads, but it does the same thing. This is not 100% accurate though, so it's not going to be. But it gives you the general idea of where the satellite.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. The general idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
I
by.
can use a compass to get the rest of the way there.
What's even better is this site here, Dish Pointer. I'm going to make the screen bigger here. There it is. Okay.
Thought I heard knocking.
B tools.
All right. So say I'm on top of this dome here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm.
This is useful. This application is useful. You can use that for sure.
Yeah, and then so you want to find the satellites that you want to get. Where is the satellite thing? Oh, there it is.
You can put a. Can you put a zip code?
You can put a zip code. Yeah, that will work as well. So you just find the satellite. There's a ton of satellites here. Obviously. Oh yeah, it also tells you your true south, which is a nice feature here.
Yeah, you can put when you put it true south, you end up knowing which satellite is true south for you.
Here's your motorized true south. Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no sat where I'm true south.
Yeah. So like if you have this, you can zoom in on the map or whatever. You basically just find like your house and like a spot in your yard where you can zoom it in. It's not the best because obviously this is actually pretty accurate here on Google Maps. It's pretty
you
sharp
could put
image.
a ton of satellite on there.
Yeah. And so what you do is there's that, but you also can enter your satellite. So 116.8 SAC max. So a lot of people might want to be looking for that one these days because it has all a bunch of channels on that one now. They're fairly new. It's the old Orbi TV satellite that has a whole whack of channels now in like 720p HD. Has the red green show on
Yeah, that's
Tuesdays and
not what
Wednesday
I'm
nights.
interested in.
Yeah. So this will tell you if you're now. The trick with this is a good thing about this is say there's a tree near your house. It gives you the idea of where you want to move it so that the tree won't be in your way.
So
if you
what's
had,
the fuss with the red green show?
we're just I think a lot of people that watch here they enjoy red green. So
Yeah, red green.
I love Red Green.
Yeah.
I watch it on Roku channel though.
there's a
The
Roku
only,
channel here in Canada that plays it 24/7. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
oh
What
yeah,
channel
there's a
did you say
Roku
that was
channel
on?
that plays red green 24/7.
Yep.
They
What?
don't produce any new show anymore, is it?
No,
Oh,
he's like retired now. I had a question
Okay.
here. Hi, I'm new to Sats. I have an LNB that requires 22K tone, kilohertz tone. I want to try a 22 tone generator. Do those work? Just to take the coax and put a 22K codes using a DC bias in the line. I would say just your receiver has an option for 22K on or off. I'm not sure why you're looking for an alternative way of doing that. That's the way I know. I just know that as a receiver like this one here, the Amico will throw like you'll have a setting in your antenna settings, and it will have a setting to turn your 22K on or off usually. And now
Yeah,
the
but you're
LMB.
not showing it right now.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna try this app. Does it work with Canadian cities?
Yeah, I pick it up
Us.
with a Shaw Direct dish. Now my Shaw Direct dish is my fence has been blown down, so I have to fix my fence and then readjust the satellite dish. Yeah, so this is a great site to check out. A lot
I'm gonna
of
check this out.
pretty good options here on dishpointer.com. I'm just throwing a random address here. You guys enter your own address. You don't want to give out that information here, but for example, 97 West, and even if like the Western satellites, it will tell you how far the Western satellites that you can reach, which would probably be 116. 133 is usually from where I'm at. The furthest one I can get is 133 West, and I've gotten with the KU band dish, I've gotten, was it 30 or was it lower than that? 20 HipSat, 30 West is the one that's the one most furthest east on the arc that I was able to get with my motor was 30 West. There's a bunch, it's basically like a lot of the channels that are on Galaxy 19. Oh, brains up there. There we go.
Robbie, I wonder about this. His question is confusing. The 22 kilohertz tone, is it more for the band switching when you have an international LNB or something like that?
Some
'Cause-
LNBs will have will use that for switching for the 22K.
for switching the band between the lower part
Yeah.
of the band and the upper
with
band.
yeah, if you use a Shaw Direct dish,
Okay.
that's where you use a 22K on or off because there's two LMBs typically with the Shaw Direct dishes.
Yeah, right.
So with it off will be the first side of the LMB. I use that for Galaxy 19, for example, and then for the on, it's like the satellite that's 4 degrees apart. So that would be 101 West. There's not much on 101 West anymore. It used to be the History Channel, but you can watch what's on 101 West.
Okay, I got it. I was confused because I was thinking you was talking about CBLNBs. So
I think there is some LMBs that do different things, but most of the LMBs I see are like your standard LMBs. Even my CKU band LMB, you had to actually connect a switch separately to make the to switch between C band and KU band.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I don't use KU band on this anymore. The LNB is too the KU LNB is too far from the antenna in the LNB is too far behind the dish, so
Yeah.
it's hard to get a
And I
good
made the
signal on it.
mistake with my KU band LNB was I used the 22K switch for switching between C band and KU band. And then when I finally hooked up my dissect switch, I don't have a dissect switch here, but I ran 2 wires to the LNB, and then I have the dissect switch a little lower, so I used port 1 for C band and port maybe 2 or 3 for KU band, and it worked a heck of a lot better when I was running a CKU band LNB. But for years, it was kind of working with the 22K switch, which is like a dissect switch. It's just basically a switch with 2. It looks like a splitter, a Y splitter. And but when I started using my dissect switch for that, it worked a heck of a lot better.
I always use dissect switch.
Yeah, so if you're using dissect switch, you should be fine. And then you can get a pretty good reception on KU band with a C band dish.
What I wonder is what can you do when you end up using LNBF aside of your C band dish. Now you cannot. You can do the same, but if you're trying to use 2 LNB, one for the horizontal, the other for the vertical, it's a mess to set up on your receiver if you're putting the horizontal on the dissect 1 and the vertical on the dissect 2. You end up with a lot of problems. So,
that sounds like a headache. I had an LNB that I had to get a voltage switcher. The Otherdome LNB that I had, I did a video on it. It's the one with it's a feed horn LNB with and what happened, I don't use that one because it got all the frequencies off by like a little bit. So if I entered in the frequency or I did a blind scan, it was way off frequency, or it wasn't way off frequencies, but it was off frequency and it was off symbol rate by a little bit. And so I didn't like that. I wanted to be exactly on to what Linksat would be. So I switched back to the titanium LNB that I'm using. Now I'm using the titanium C2, which is with 2 outputs.
okay.
And that's
So it's not a given to be off with Linksat. Because I'm always off with my LNBs. But
okay. Yeah, you can be off
I
for a little
thought
bit. Yeah.
it was just a general idea from Linksat. But you tell me that I'm supposed to have the right frequency every time?
Yeah, I usually on most of my LMBs I get the exact frequency unless I do a blind scan, and then the blind scan will scan it in slightly
That's
off.
what I did.
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking about the blind scan actually. Okay.
And what happened with some receivers, like some of the older receivers, if you did a blind scan like that, sometimes it will scan the same channel and twice on a slightly different frequency.
That's
So some receivers, and then it's a problem because it doesn't come in all the time, and it's not working on all the transponders. So that's a bit of a pain too.
Yeah, you're switching channel, and most of the time it doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one thing I hate about was the Open ATV receivers do this, and so does that software that the TVS tuner software was doing. It makes, and I said this in the video, it makes everything alphabetical instead of like the channels are in alphabetical instead of like as the transponders with most satellite receivers. Like this one, I recommend that someone is asking what one I recommend. I have a link to it in the description of this video. It's called the Amico Mini, and there's an Amico Mini, and this is the Amico S2X. Great receivers for a starter. Yeah, so like if you're looking for a receiver, these are. What was the point I was talking about? I lost track of what I was talking about.
Yeah, well, I lose track too. But the problem we were talking about the frequency not matching the links.
But so these receivers, usually when you scan them in, it goes by the transponders. The Open ATV ones make everything alphabetical. So when it's like if you're sitting there, you're flipping your channel scanning, and you're flipping through the channels, it's pretty quick. It's maybe not instant, but it's pretty quick. For a digital age. Like analog, you change the channel, you get that instant, you'd see what's on the next channel. On these receivers, it's pretty quick. It's not like slow and laggy like some digital receivers are. So when a receiver does that and changes all the transponders around, so you go from different frequencies to different polarizations from vertical to horizontal, it takes like a second or two for the channel to load. So you're sitting there, click, wait, it loads, and then so
Try to do that with TeamViewer, and you will end up locking up the software because you're in Windows after all.
yeah,
Hey,
I want to play
Robbie.
around with that a little bit. Yeah, go ahead there, Leo.
Hey, it says I'm looking into a house. I went to this pointer site, and then I looked up my area, and it says I'm pointing into the next door neighbors.
Does it have an option for that? Does it actually tell you that? I don't know.
If the line is going right in the middle of their house.
Well, I mean, you should be backed up far enough, though, depending on how close the house is.
Yeah,
Because even a
there's an
tree, if you're
elevation.
backed up far enough, like, let's say, okay, so like I'm looking at this, but if I back up, I'm like, and I'm looking up here.
Okay, I
And
see what you're saying. That I can
the
put
view
it
is-
further in front of my yard, and then it'll just skew the house.
Yeah, if a satellite's backed up far enough, depending on how tall the building is. Some people who live like in a house and there's a skyscraper next door to them, they can't get the satellite from their house.
No,
Okay,
and
so that means I gotta put the satellite dishes all up near the ditches.
Yeah.
Because the house is interfering if I put it in the backyard.
Yeah, because you gotta remember that it's not microwave. You're not the only one to receive a signal for that side. There's a footprint. So when you send down the signal, you're gonna spray out, and when your wave is spray out, you're gonna end up having scattering of the signal if your signal is going near some object that is near you for sure. So it's gonna scatter the signal. You don't even if you see the sat, it does if it's beside some building. Even if you see it and it's beside any building or any trees, you're gonna end up scattering the signal, and you will have the power of the signal, but you won't be able to catch the transponder. So make sure you have any clearance. You have enough clearance.
Yeah,
to-
it might just mean that you might have to put the dish further back in your property. You may need more coax. It should be. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly.
It's telling me the opposite. It's telling me put it further to the street.
I put it at nearly the street in my case.
Yeah, because the house
my tripod is by the street.
is in the backyard. That's where the next neighbor is.
If you get high enough,
What do you guys?
Go ahead there.
What do you guys recommend for like a starter satellite for getting a KU band or something like that?
Yeah, start with KU band. Don't start with C band.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm starting with a 4-foot KU.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
harder somehow
Yeah.
to aim at it with KU, but it's way more less complicated than C band.
I'd say right now, I don't know. It depends on what people want to watch because all the channels are kind of scattered out all over the place, right? There will be like some channels that are on 99 West, some channels are on 97 West, and KU band it's really spread out. Like you can get PBS on 125, but it's only a few channels. So it's kind of slim with KU band. C band, there's a whole lot more channels, I would say. But as I say, 116.8 West has like the Heartland channel. It has there's a new channel on there too, the reality show channel or whatever.
Can we get
is it
Circle
TLC?
TV on there?
Is it
What's that?
TLC or
Circle TV. It's like where they do country music and Beverly Hillbillies and
No,
Jeff
that's not
Foxworthy.
I'm gonna TV Eurosat.
It's a country music channel, but for free over the air and free to air.
I think I'm gonna.
I'm always off topic, but did you heard that CNN was bought by Discovery?
So the whole
I
story
didn't
with
know
I
that.
heard
CNN,
something about that.
yeah,
But
CNN.
not
Well,
Discovery
with-
Channel, but the Discovery that has many channels.
oh really? I imagine
That
because I know they're up for sale. AT&T, whoever owns AT&T, but like all the the big conglomerate, they're losing money with CNN.
oh, for
CNN,
sure.
they used to be the stable of news, right? But now like their ratings are like really dropped now. It's like compared to where they used to be,
I think
and
they
Yeah.
was in the couple of million. Now they're about
so there's this, it's
150,000.
something ridiculously low. Like it's
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know. Anyway,
that's it.
yeah. So
That's
they're
their own fault.
well,
They
well, they got rid of some of their hosts, the hosts that were getting caught up in corruption and all that. That
yeah, they get rid of their main subject too.
Hey,
By
I
the way,
want to say something. Hey,
yeah, yeah.
about the CNN. It's right here on Linux Mint. They got this program called it's an IP TV service, not a service, but it's free. Called Hippotonic. Hey, they got CNN on there free, and Linux Mint puts it out there.
I think CNN will have all the other news channels. That's why why another reason why CNN is losing ratings. All the other news networks are free on Roku. Like so, if you're a news guy, you just
Mm,
go get whatever your flavor of news is. I mean,
it's
there's
more
a
of a
news
political matter than the
and not even
availability.
like not even yeah. But I mean, it's like whatever side you're on, you can find a free version of CNN, anywhere, right? And
Mm.
and I think CNN people always dislike CNN because they go for the ratings, right? Like who cares about celebrity news at like 7 o'clock at night or whatever they have,
Yeah,
right?
really though, right? Anyway, listen, I'm gonna call. I think I'm gonna go for tonight. There now, I'm getting tired, so
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
talk to
getting
all of
tired too.
you.
I'll probably won't be on longer. Thanks
I'll
for
talk.
thanks for helping me
Yeah,
with the
same.
virtual box, Trevor. That was pretty cool to get that figured out.
That was cool for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
I,
problem.
I'm gonna rename the
See ya,
stream from
Trevor.
live stream to "Let's install Linux." Let's install Windows 10 on Linux Mint.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. I'll talk to you all later.
All right,
Bye bye.
See ya.
talk to you
Merry
later,
See you
Trevor.
later.
Christmas.
Merry
And I just
Christmas.
want to finish up with what this channel was here. This AWE network, not AEW, not wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's like a reality show network. So that's new to. I'm just gonna click on the shows that they have, reality based type shows. Basically, Discovery Channel and yeah, it has a bunch of conservative news networks. I guess say I'm not going to try to get political, but if that's what you want, there's conservative news networks there as well. Wild
Toy
ones.
toys. Not sure about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it looks like a bunch of reality shows here. I don't
Wild
know.
ones. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just taking forever. Anyway, you can go on their website. It's awetv.com for their schedule. Always good to see more channels on KU band. That's always for sure. Yeah, America News Network. That was scanning in as Encore. So the weird thing is they were talking about Thanksgiving the other day. So I wasn't sure how old like what's with when it scans in as Encore, if it's like an up to date channel or what it is. There's the Hunt channel. There's Heartland. If you like country music type stuff, there's Real American Voice, which is kind of another conservative news network talk channel. Another one they have is
We
I
have
didn't realize
God
there was
TV.
yeah, it's there's a handful of religious channels here. There's Revival, NBR, God TV, CBN News, which is based on CBN 700 Club, but a news channel. Inspiration TV. I think Inspiration TV has a lot more movies on it. Living Faith GEB. So yeah, there's probably one,
Well,
two,
all
three,
those are
4, 5,
faith-based.
6, 7, 8 faith channels and 2 news channels and 3 kind of entertainment channels, if you call the Hunt channel entertainment.
Mm. Not
And
sure
BY
what the hunt channel is.
it's like a hunting channel.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
They got fishing. Probably I'll watch it if it has fishing on
I
it.
think it does have fishing. Yeah, it's like a hunting fishing
Probably I'll
channel.
watch it if.
I did some of I did back into the 2000. I did that kind of show. I did that kind of shows, and I can tell you that the most easy and most rampant show you have on those channel are obviously fishing shows, because the hunting shows are hard to make because there's not visually speaking, you gotta shoot an animal and it's done. So the rest
Yeah.
of it is
Well, the
is
hunting show I
filling
was
up
watching the other
and
day, they're recording the animal. I'm like, and they kept talking about it. Right there it is there, and it was bears. They had all the
There it is.
and they're like talking and they're whispering and like maybe it'll relax you, maybe it'll help you get to sleep. I don't know.
it's the thing is that they don't show much useful stuff I did on DVDs for a hunting company. That kind of stuff they don't show is how to eviscerate a bear and stuff like that. And when I did that, I put my my monitor on black and white because it was too much blood for me. But those stuff are more useful for the hunters. That's why I said that it's really entertainment for hunters. That's not much of information. They will tell you which company do that, and there are a lot of sponsors on those channels. It pays. So you have streaming with free TV on Mint.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
that's weird.
a free TV app. Although I noticed some of the channels that Leo's looking at, they're geo blocked in my area, but I'm pretty sure
For
you can
sure,
pull
you're in
those.
Canada.
Yeah, you can pull those streams if you use a VPN, and they're pretty easy to pull in with a VPN. You get Retro TV, all the. I don't know what Lucan is now. Like they've renamed Lucan to another company that's. I always call it Lucan Broadcasting, but I think it's owned by another company now. Owner Get After It Media is what is owned by. So they own all those retro TV channels like Heartland. Heartland's one of them too.
It's an old War Heartland, isn't it? It's been a
What's
long time. It's an old channel. It's been there for a long time, isn't it?
Retro TV.
Not with our channel, if I remember well. One channel I miss is Al Jazeera English. Unfortunately, we can't have it anymore.
Which one?
Al Jazeera English.
Yeah.
That's probably way before my time.
No,
yeah, it was on. It used to be on Galaxy 19 for a long time, and that was like a really popular channel on Galaxy 19.
Before Russia Today, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was it was on at the same time as Russia Today, Press TV, and I don't know what the other one would have been on. There's a few of them.
Sorry, go ahead, Robbie.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. They're Eggplant.
I remember like back in the mid 2000s when I was a kid, like you can get like games on like your cable box and satellite dish.
No, really?
Yeah.
With your cable box, but not the satellite dish.
Yeah, the cable box, the Videotron box.
Oh, okay, the video way stuff and the UP stuff.
Yeah, but that was like Illico.
Actually, this one does. I showed it in the review for the Amico receiver. It has like a Snake game and a Tetris game in it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the channel's name. It was like Play TV or something like that.
Yeah, what you're talking is interactive television. They try to make interactive television. Videotron was at the forefront of this thing. And one time I went to...
Do I have the controller for
it? To a presentation for the news about that. Because we were the region...
The Sega channel.
Yeah, sure. We were, Robbie, we were the region for testing those games he's talking about.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one thing that was weird, it was a, how do you call the place when you end up calling the news for to give them the information about you. And it was a press. It was a press event. Was I meant to say, and I was there with school because I was studying back then, and the guy was talking about those stuff, and the only thing I had in my mind is the internet is about to get speedier and great. So what the hell are you doing those stuff? Why? So they end up doing nothing about that, about those games, because the internet was starting up.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember what the name of the channel was. I pretty
there
sure
was
it was
actually
LNBF.
not a name. I think it was a channel 900. This was a specialty channel.
Oh, there was one. Oh yeah.
I remember there was like a
I
rabbit
just remember
game.
the Sega Channel, and they were gonna just get that. They're gonna bring the Sega Channel to Ottawa, or they're asking us for information input.
Oh,
we'd be
you're
interested.
actually not joking.
Yeah,
What do you mean
they're
by
really
Sega
bringing it back?
Channel?
No.
they're
This was in the this is in the
okay.
90s. How the Sega Channel worked, from what I understand, was they would send the stream of the data every certain often, and it would download all the data for the games to a special cartridge in the Sega box. I believe there's some YouTube videos where they talk about the Sega Channel, and they had the same thing for satellite TV too, where they just download the data every so often to like a cartridge that had the memory. Basically, it was a cartridge that had a cable connector on it.
So it's just communication after all.
Yeah,
don't try to be interactive or anything.
It was
else.
interactive in the way where it automatically downloaded all the games to the Sega, and then when it, that's kind of how from what I understand, it worked.
I got it.
It was available on satellite. Did you Google it? You want me to bring up your screen?
Yeah, I'll just turn on a screen share. I found it. That's the channel I remember. This one.
Palladium TV. Okay.
Palladium
That would have
TV.
been a Quebec thing too.
No.
Yeah.
But I did
that
remember.
was in France. The company was based in France, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
I never heard of
But
that.
so, I think I heard some satellite people had access to the C-band satellite people had access to the Sega Channel, but I don't know if that was legal or if that what that was.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing people that knew how to get the Sega Channel on C-band satellite back in when Sega Genesis was around, like in the early 90s.
Oh, that's the game I remember playing with my friend. That game.
Another service we had that's no longer around, and I think they had it in Quebec, and you guys might have been, you might have, I don't know if you're old enough to remember, it was called Look TV.
That's telling me something. I think I know.
It doesn't.
It was like a wireless version of cable. I don't know if I can find it here, and it's and everything but by a microwave.
You're right.
I think I'm too young to
It's
remember.
just television, by the way. It's not a game thing.
Yeah, Look TV was just a TV service. It was like an alternative to cable and satellite that they had in the early 2000s.
But it's been we always have that kind of service. That's called it's kind of TV via directional UHF antennas.
Yeah.
It's we have a lot of village in the province of Quebec, so
Yeah, there was
a
like
lot of cable provider used that when the cable didn't reach. They went further with that kind of stuff for the farmers and stuff like that.
there was like a Video Way.
Video Way was a game console.
Here, I found it.
Game console. It needed cable.
Here, I'll bring up
on that.
Do you remember Cubo TV? Is a cartoon channel in the United States.
TiVo TV?
Yeah, it was Cubo TV with a Q in the front as the first letter.
Cubo.
It was a cartoon channel, and they would have Inspector Gadget, What's that airplane? I forget. It's an airplane cartoon that they had, and a bunch of other ones.
I'm trying to think of what you're. Yeah, I'm. That was. It was a sub
Yeah, Bob the
channel.
Builder.
Bob the Builder.
What's the sorry? What was the name called again, Leo?
It was Cubo TV. It starts
Cubo.
with a Q.
Yes,
Is
that
it
one.
cute?
Yeah, I remember. I don't know what you're talking about. It's. It was actually part of the Ion network.
Yes, it was part of
That
the
one.
Ion network, and they weren't making enough money advertising, so they cut it.
There was a few like within 10 years from now or 10 years ago there was like quite a few kids channel. There's PBJ. I don't know if you remember PBJ, but that was like a channel that was showed He-Man, and it was a digital sub channel over the air, but it was also available on 83 West with Retro TV on KU band about 10 years ago. And there was that in Tough TV, and I liked it because it had Ghostbusters, but like not the real Ghostbusters, the 1982 European Ghostbusters cartoon.
Okay, if you have memories like that, I have an odd one for you. Do you remember the streaming service that didn't went so far? The streaming service was able to stream you some television on the early internet, and the logo of it has many bottles with many scientific bottles, clear bottles that you put some color in it. I don't know if you remember this. They try to stream stuff like other people stream on YouTube, but the advantage of using them was that their streaming service was the torrent technology. So when you stream something, you were helping by giving them bandwidth by doing part of the streaming yourself. So
Was it
Oh,
like
really?
program or a service?
it was a service, and it was based on the torrent technology.
Yeah, it sounds
So
like a torrent if it's sending it out. I was actually.
and
I
the logo
wonder.
was kind of having beautiful colors, bright colors inside 8 or 9 tens.
Was it
I'm going to
green?
install that. I wonder if I could install. I don't know if it's still running my Linux update here over on my computer.
Anybody remember LimeWire?
Yeah, it's about a bit after that. Yeah, LimeWire for sure. It
Oh, that's
was
going to be
torrent
updating
based.
for a
I
while.
But
remember
what I'm
using
talking
that.
is real. I don't know, guys, if you remember, but if you do remember, but before YouTube was anything but cats, they there was not many people that can stream on internet because the bandwidth was not cheap at all.
I used to rent space from like Penguin Host, and I think I had like a gigabyte of storage. Does that sound right? Yeah,
That's
but 1 gigabyte when that was the early 2000s. And if I had a video get thousands of downloads, I would be like I think they would like cap my bandwidth because of all of if I went too viral, they would charge me extra for all the downloading of the videos. So then when
Yeah.
first I saw Zippy Videos, was a video site, and then I found YouTube. That was like 2005 or 6 or whatever, and I
Wasn't
just
there a sort of YouTube like service before YouTube? I don't remember.
there was a few, but YouTube ended up being the successful one. I remember using Zippy Videos, and Real Player had like there was Real Player, but that was more like a software because back
Yeah,
in
I
those days,
remember.
yeah,
Real Player.
you would use Real Player and watch it in NWMV quality. If you go to my YouTube channel and you look at the quality of the video, like from 2006, some of my earliest videos on my channel, because I never re-uploaded them. I thought it was good to have it there for archival reasons. A lot of the YouTube videos back then, and you really have to dig for those videos now. The video quality was really, really like kind of like what our webcam quality is right now, right?
Yeah.
it was a very very low bit rate. I remember, well, some of the files might have been like 100 megabytes or whatever, and YouTube would only allow you to have a video at those days for a while. You couldn't have a video longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, you have to like confirm your email if I remember correctly.
I did all that, yeah, because I had a YouTube account. Really, like this YouTube account that I'm using right now, I had that like, I think before 2006 is the earliest record I have it. I thought I had it before that, but I guess maybe that's when I got it.
Yeah, I cannot find what I was talking about. Those days have gone. Are gone.
If I understand correctly, YouTube originally was a dating site when it came out. It might have been launched that way, where they would put like their video profile videos out there, and then it just became like a site, because Facebook was originally Facebook was like for people in colleges and universities to connect with each other, and then it wasn't open up to people like outside of colleges and universities and things like that.
Hey,
right down memory lane here. I like going down memory lane.
I had YouTube, like in the beginning, like when they first came out, and YouTube let me create an account with Rocket Mail, and Rocket Mail no longer exists. And
Rocket Mail.
And since Rocket Mail no longer exists, they cut my account off. So I had to create another account.
It was acquired by Yahoo.
Now you pretty much need like a cell phone and your email to authenticate.
Yeah, I use this phone.
Yeah, that
I have my phone
problem.
right here. That's only what it's used for.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you switch your phone number, then it's tied to your account. That whoever got your new phone number can hack your account.
Yeah, I think that's pretty stupid with that thing, because you have to, like, if you change your phone number, like, I can't even switch providers because of that. I want to switch to Telus because Videotron has just become.
You can in the United States. In the United States here, you can hop off one provider and go to another provider as long as you got your like account codes from your old provider, and you tell your provider, hey, this is my account from my old provider. You can transfer my phone number, port it in, and
yeah, the phone number you can try. You can transfer it from everywhere to everywhere nowadays.
Exactly.
That's not difficult at all. I did some shitty stuff with my phone number, and no problem. My phone number went from phone, not mine, but another of my family back then, went from a cellular phone to the IP phone from the same company to another company to Magic Jack. So whatever.
I remember Magic Jack. They have like a
use
free
that.
phone.
That's easy to use.
I remember to have the iPod Touch app, the iPod app, where
I have the application on my phone. My phone is only for Quebec, so when I need to call outside of Quebec, I'm using my Magic Jack. I'm a cheap dude.
I hate cell phones. I'm gonna set up IP over IP self-service. You know, like for
Trevor is knowledgeable on this. He's just saying it right now. They're required by law to port your number to any company in Canada. So
I'll see. The thing is that I hope that they don't. I hope that they actually port my number, because they didn't even want it to give me like a nano SIM because it was too old. Like not.
When you receive a SIM, you're supposed to have it inside a SIM with the tree size in it. So you just
but Videotron doesn't have that. It's just like
it has. I was with Videotron before being with Fizz, so I have two sides of the SIM. I know the older SIM have the bigger one. They're three size. Videotron have the nano and the mini.
Then my local Videotron boutique is like full of shit.
Yeah,
Because I wanted
right.
to activate my
Sorry about that.
N8. I wanted to activate my N8, and I gave them the phone. They're like, "Oh, that's too old. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna connect to our network." And he
Blah,
just
blah,
grabs my other phone. He's like, "No, I'll take this one." I was like,
Yeah,
really?
it's
I was looking at
as
him with a dead stare.
my Motorola G is still working on Videotron, by the way.
Yeah.
So
But anyway,
This
guys, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna
This phone
close the
still
stream.
works.
Patrick, do you want to go on to Discord after, or
are you going there too, or not?
I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I don't know if you wanted to just pop there for a minute.
But we tend of switching to subject we used to do, so you maybe should close your YouTube on this maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go to the Discord.
The subject of drifting here.
Yeah.
Did you want to do it? Did you want to meet in the Linux server or the satellite server? It doesn't matter to me.
The sat server that would
more
be fine and
more
more
people are on the
apropos.
satellite server. Yeah.
That would be more apropos.
If you go to
Yeah.
my link tree and you on the description of this video on YouTube, you'll see where the Discord server is. There's an invite in there if you want to join in. You can chat in there. I'm going to be out there for a few minutes, but I'm going to go to bed soon, and I'll close off the stream. So this stream will be changed from the thumbnail. I'm going to rename it to installing. I don't know. I'm tired right now, but I'll think of something. Installing Windows on a Linux Mint via VirtualBox. I'll figure out how to say that on a title, and we'll chat. We'll chat later. All right. So thanks, guys, so much for participating tonight and helping me with my computer. We'll be on here too, but we'll switch over to Discord. Somebody else. Bye. Thank you for joining us, and maybe next week we'll see. We'll see how things are going throughout this week. We'll do another one of these, or just meet on Discord. We'll see what we do, what happens. All right, bye.